Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Team Building with Ryan. Today we're going to be working on getting the movesets down for these guys and, working our magic as so it would be. A few of these sets are going to be pretty self-explanatory, but I can kind of already figure we're going to have to research the Murkrow. I don't know the set offhand, and unfortunately I don't have a team with him on it, so I don't know the set off my mind. I want to see if there are any decently good defensive Magnezones that we can find. I want to see if there's potentially a pretty good Chestnut set that we could potentially use for Kangaskhan. I know we haven't really gotten to that stage yet, but I want to, make sure we can figure something out, because otherwise we're going to have to put Ferrothorn into this place. Azumarill is going to be pretty easy and straightforward. Chandelure, I want to find something bulky and something like decently team supportive. And Kecleon is going to be pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to start off with Kecleon, and we're going to give it a Life Orb. I'm going to give it Protect. Now, I don't want to give it Trick Room because then we lose out on Protect, and I don't want to give it Assault Vest because then we lose out on Protect. And I think the Protect is going to be pretty important. So I'm also going to give it Shadow Sneak. Oh, good. Shadow Sneak. We want to give it, even though we're going to be in Trick Room, the priority is something that's really, really useful. Going to give it Sucker Punch. That's also useful, but I don't, Sucker Punch is 80. So it's probably one of the strongest, outside of Extreme Speed, is one of the strongest priority moves. So maybe we can use that to our advantage. Ghost and Dark have pretty much redundant coverage, Ghost being the superior type. Even though Dark nothing's immune against Dark, I think Ghost hits more things super effectively than Resisted. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. And Ghost Fighting, I think, is still, even with the advent of the Fairy type, it still, hits everything super effectively. So maybe we can find something else for this, but in the meantime, I think Sucker Punch is a good option. There's EVs here already. I don't know why I didn't add them in, but apparently they're already added in, so that's great. I'm actually also going to put this at level 50. Everything should be at level 50. So I'm going to go into you know what? Let's go into Azumarill for real quick. I'm going to give it Citrus Berry. We're going to make this basically the standard Belly Jet, Becky Jet, Belly Drum, Aqua Jet combo, because I think that's a pretty good combo. And it doesn't really rely on the Belly Drum, but it's a good option to have. We may consider using Superpower over Waterfall, or maybe over Play Rough. Probably not Play Rough, but we also want to make sure our EVs will be, I think it's Odd. Actually, we should check that out. What EVs does Azumarill, I can't spell Azumarill, need for Belly Drum? EV spread for Belly Drum, Aqua Jet, Azumarill. Really? If you didn't want any EVs in HP, we'll leave 31 at 100, meaning that after a Belly Drum she'd have 171. Compare this to a Azumarill with 252 EVs, who will have 404 at level. Okay, I think what we should do is give it 248. So 248. I think that's what we want. That puts us at an even number. An odd number, rather. 252. And then we have 8 remaining. So Azumarill's weak to Poison, Grass, and Electricity, which tends to be special. So the special side of things we'll probably want. I don't usually make everything Trick Room centric, but I'm gonna try it for this team. It could be pretty useful, and considering that we also have priority, and we don't really need to use that priority on other Azumarills. I mean, there might be times. So I'm gonna real quick look up X-Rays Ovation's Murkrow. That set is the set we're going to be using. Oh god, I hope that didn't pick up. So there's an ad that needs to play, but I can already kind of guess the moves. It's going to be Quash, Feather Dance. I think it was, oh, the ad's over. I think it was, we'll find out in 2 seconds, of course. Okay, it was Taunt. Yeah, Taunt's going to be very useful. Now, Ovation runs Foul Play. I don't remember who it was, but someone told me that Snarl is a much better option. Because, you know, with Feather Dance you only hit, you know, for physical. So Snarl actually, you know, lowers the special attack by 1. So that's going to be pretty useful. And the EV spread for this, for those of you who are curious and aren't looking at the video, is 164. His is Impish minus special attack, but since we are running Snarl, we don't want to do that. And 92 special defense. So that's going to be our Murkrow. It's going to be pretty useful, I think. So next off, we're going to need I'm going to do Chestnut. I think Chestnut's going to be interesting. Chestnut, I'm going to do VGC. You know, I wish there was something like Smogon that had like a list of Pokemon and like suggested EV spreads and stuff like that. So we're going to, I think, when I did this originally, because I didn't save the web pages, because I thought it would go through, I used the article. It was all for Chestnut. I really liked the name. It was the name of that video, not video, article. It's on Nugget Bridge, and yeah, I'm gonna read you the paragraph onto the Chestnut. I'm gonna input the Chestnut right here. It does wear an expert belt, which is decently interesting. An item that I don't think you normally see in VGC. I'm gonna have to go through all of these and turn them to level 50, aren't I? I forgot about that. Not that it really matters, because Smogon or Showdown will actually, you know, do that automatically. But it's always useful to just do it so you know the stats, you get used to it. I don't do it often enough, so I don't know stats. I'm not familiar with the stats at level 50, which is something that I should be, especially. Oh my god, I keep hiccuping. I always hiccup on camera. Especially since, you know, I'm terrible with speed ties. So I'm gonna input the set right now. I know I'm going to be changing some things. For those of you who are curious, Spiky Shield, I looked it up. It protects you from everything. So it's not like Keen Shield where it only protects you from moves. It protects you from everything. So it's a direct upgrade to Protect, which I think is pretty cool. Now, he runs Taunt, or she. I'm not entirely sure. I think it is a he. Runs Hammer Arm, which is going to be very useful for Trick Room. Making us faster in Trick Room, and Wood Hammer. Now, I don't really like the concept of Wood Hammer. It deals a lot of recoil, but I don't know. It's useful. So Taunt here, I honestly, because we're slow, Taunt's not going to be super useful. So in my opinion, I think this should be Leech Seed. I think I had something else there at some other point. I'm gonna look real quick. I don't know if there's anything better that we can put there. Whoa, Seed Bomb. Ooh. I'll consider Seed Bomb over Wood Hammer. I don't know. But here, I'm just gonna look to see if there's anything else that we could potentially use. I think I put Earthquake there, but I don't really think Earthquake's gonna be very useful, to be quite honest with you. This combination is a pretty good attacking combination. I'm gonna leave Wood Hammer here just now, and we'll test it out. So I'm gonna run the EVs, and then I'm gonna read you the passage explaining the EVs, and I'll explain to you why I'm actually gonna change the EVs. So he puts in 60 special defense and 48 speed. I'm actually just gonna make it 108 special defense, simply for the reason that it's going to work better on Trick Room Team. He runs Adamant with 48 speed. I'm going to run Brave with no speed. That's just how it works for me. And, you know, in the testing, we'll, you know, test out some options and stuff like that. So I'm just going to read you real quick the paragraph he has for the Chestnut. So for Chestnut, I first invested in HP and defense in order to survive a fake out return combo from Mega Kangaskhan. Now that's really important to know, because the Spiky Shield is going to be really useful for that. I don't know if the double attack would work. I don't know it might. I think it does on King Shield, so I think it's something to consider there. I then invested in attack to get a knockout on set Kangaskhan with Expert Belt Hammer Arm. So basically, Chestnut here can survive a fake out return combo from Kangaskhan and one-hit KO right back with Hammer Arm, which is fantastic. That's great. That's a great thing to know. The special defense was used to survive an overheat from Charizard Y in the rain, and that left the remaining EVs to go into speed and speed tied with uninvested base 70s, outspeeding some Scizor and Tyranitar. Now, I don't really see the point of outspeeding Scizor. They don't run any special moves, and if you can survive a Parental Bond fake out and return stab from Kangaskhan, there's really no need to be afraid of Scizor. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong here, and we'll run calcs in the next episode, but I'm pretty sure there's no need to outspeed Scizor, and that leaves the same thing for Tyranitar. You resist both of its stabs, and granted, special attackers might, you know, have the edge over you, but I don't see physical T-Tar doing very much to Chestnut anyway. So I don't see a point in using those speeds. You know, maybe I'm missing something, but that's, you know, why I'm going to invest a little more into special defense. When we do end up running calcs, we'll see if that's, you know, useful or not, if the special defense does end up helping us. And, you know, we'll run calcs and stuff like that. So that leaves us with Magnezone and Chandelure. I'm going to do Chandelure first, because Chandelure is really important to the team. Chandelure, Trick Room, VGC. I don't know if that's the exact thing I said. Actually, I probably did. Where is the Chandelure on this page? There is no Chandelure on this page. Okay, why did you come up with the search? What did I just X out? I didn't X out anything. Okay, thank God. Let's try this one. It says I clicked it, so I think this does... Yes. Okay, I like this one. This one's a very, very lovely... Okay, so first of all, the item's going to be Air Balloon. So remember that pretty big ground weakness we have Chandelure and Magnezone, totally nullified. Now, this person runs Flame Body, and I'm not going to change the ability just yet. So he runs Trick Room. I'm actually just going to replace that for Protect because I'm OCD like that. I like to have defensive moves in the front and offensive moves at the bottom. So Trick Room, Heat Wave. I think Heat Wave is technically stronger than Shadow Ball, yeah. And Shadow Ball. I'm going to also run 192 HP. Now, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I use resources like this for EVs. I am utter garbage when it comes to EVs. I don't really understand the back to it. Ooh, something's not working. There we go. I don't really understand, you know, how to get perfect EVs, and I think it really is just something that you learn to do, and it really, I guess, you base a lot of your EV spreads on calculations, which is what we'll do next episode. I just want to, you know, get the sets going for this episode. So back to the ability. You know, we've got a pretty decent, you know, bulk to this thing. He didn't indicate, you know, what the EVs are used for, so I can't really comment on that. And no one actually commented on this, and this was posted a couple months ago, so we're not going to ever find out until, you know, we run calcs and stuff like that. So he runs Flame Body. Now, I guess he's, you know, has these defensive EVs to take some physical hits. Here's the thing. I'm going to run Infiltrator. I might be wrong, actually. Come to think of it, I am definitely wrong. Infiltrator. Oh my god. I thought for a hot second, that Infiltrator goes through Wide Guard. It doesn't. It goes through Substitute, Reflect, Light Screen, and Safeguard. That's a huge difference. I'm still going to keep Heat Wave on, and I think I'm still going to keep Infiltrator. We don't need the Flash Fire. We'll test it out test it without it and see, you know, what it brings. So yeah, I don't know why I thought it would go through Wide Guard. because that would be pretty dang broken. Magnezone VGC, because that's the last one that we have to do, and then the episode is over. I think there is definitely a Magnezone that is there to completely obliterate most of the steel types. Now, that's not it. Can't find it. Magnezone VGC set. I really wish I can find it. That was a really good set. It's not 252 HP, 252 special attack. It definitely was not. See, this is why I hate when things don't... Oh, wait. I think I found it. Wait a second. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna input this. Alright, so it's choice specs. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of choice specs. There's also magnet pull. I'm not the biggest fan of choice specs, and the reason for that is, does it get signal beam? Because that could be really useful. Someone used it on me today, and it was pretty good. It doesn't. Oh, why wouldn't? It's just, his moveset is pretty bad. I'll be quite honest with you guys. His moveset is pretty bad. So we're gonna give it Volt Switch. Hidden. No, Flash Cannon. And hidden power, you can guess it, fire. The EVs are 252 HP, 176 defense, and 80 special attack. Now this may, and it's bold, but we're gonna give it relaxed. Okay, so this may look kind of a little weird, but I'm gonna read the paragraph here to explain it to you. And this is actually a fairly recent article. It's the 23rd of January, so it should work around now. So Magnezone. Here's another Talonflame check with the defensive investment. Only getting one hit KO'd by Life Orb Flare Blitz 33% of the time. That's not too shabby. It means, you still have to watch out a little bit for Flare Blitz, but it's still pretty solid. Alright. So he's also here to beat Mawile, who cannot touch him. He traps and 2-hit KOs Mawile, even the bulkier set used by Ray Rizzo, at the Virginia Regionals, which is an extremely popular choice on Showdown. Now that is true. Ray Rizzo's Mawile is used a lot. Now I don't know the set offhand, but it is very bulky. It's EV trained, I think, to survive most fire type attacks, outside of the sun, I think. So it's pretty bulky. So knowing that this specific Magnezone can 2-hit KO that Mawile, that's pretty important to know. And HP Fire for Scizor or Ferrothorn, which he also traps, but I don't know if I'm able to breed for... Oh, that has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, I never see this guy in VGC, and I'd like to give him a try. So, this Magnezone does exactly what he does in singles. Now, whoever is familiar with singles would know that Magnezone is, I think he's generally a Choice Scarfer, so he runs, Choice Scarf, Magnet Pull, and he's there to just decimate those steel types. I know this was a popular strategy not way back, but in 5th gen, when Fairy types didn't exist and Dragons ruled. So, steel types were the really only resistance for dragons, so they needed something to do that, and I think it was called Drag Mag. 2 dragons in a Magnezone, or something similar to that. I think that's the basic concept. And basically, steel type switches in, you switch in your Magnezone, who they can't really do very much to you, and you proceed to decimate with hidden power fire. So we don't have any dragons on our team. We could get dragons on our team. We have plenty of room for dragons on our team, and we don't really have a steel weakness, but Mawile's a potent threat, Aegislash is a potent threat. Talonflame is a huge threat, so having something to counter those Pokemon is going to be very, very crucial. So yeah, and especially with support from Murkrow, who can, if the Talonflame is truly going to be going for the Flare Blitz, we can get that Feather Dance off before it gets a chance to, and then we can take it out with a Thunderbolt. So I think, you know, currently on paper, it looks really good. Of course, when you bring it to battle, you know, it all comes down to making the right plays, and we'll get there in episode 4. Next episode, what we're going to be doing is inputting all of these into a calculator and figuring out if we can truly handle the most potent of threats. And that's Garchomp, that's Talonflame, that's Kangaskhan, that's Gardevoir, that's Mega Charizard Y. Mega Charizard Y may only be ranked 9th of usage, but it's still one of the hardest hitting threats in the current metagame. And it's one of those things that if you can't counter it, ooh, good luck. Because it does a lot of damage. It really hits hard. It hits like a flying truck made out of fire. God, that would hurt. Could you imagine being hit by a truck from the air that's also on fire? Yeah, you'd be dead 4,000 times over. It's over. You're done. So that's what we got for today. I'll just do a quick run through so you guys can pause it if you want and see, you know, what the sets are. So we've got Kecleon right here. We've got Chandelure right here. Azumarill. Chestnut. Magnezone. And Murkrow. Now this is X-Rays Ovation's personal Murkrow, so take care of him. I think that's probably his most acclaimed Pokemon that he uses. His mascot may be a Wobbuffet, but I think he's more known for his Murkrow and Nidoking combo. So Murkrow is a very potent Pokemon, and I'm kind of surprised no one really uses it. It does, you know, have it only has one jig, but it does that jig very well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next episode. I really do appreciate you watching, and please share this because this is a new series and we want to get it off the ground. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you at the next video. Peace.